Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This video is all about how do you put on a show. So let's chat with two people that I think you've already met. You've met Jim before and you've met Nathan before.
Hello.
In fact, Nathan, here's a fun fact. Nathan was one of my first videos that I posted with this whole interview thing on YouTube.
I feel honored.
Yeah. So let's talk about a show that you've put on called Magicians at the Moat. And I think it was your creation. Was it your...
Yes,
or was it co-founded?
Yes. It was actually it was a kind of combined thing because we were at a lecture and it was about putting on your own show, and because I've got a residency at the Moat, that's why it's called Magicians at the Moat. I said, hey, why don't we just use my place, the Moat?
Perfect.
And that's how Magicians at the Moat came about, and we got together, me and Nathan, and boom, the show went ahead, and we had our first pilot one about 2 weeks ago. That's
amazing. And you hosted it?
I did, yeah. I was a compere, I hosted an act myself as well, just to because it's a fairly new night, obviously. I mean, we didn't quite have obviously the acts because it's a fairly new night, as I say. I did the comparing, I also did an act myself as well. So I think it went down well.
So when you're a compere, you want to showcase your other talent. So how do you find it? Because you're such a good magician yourself, and you do a fantastic cups and bowls, and I've seen you perform in Covent Garden and stuff. So you've got that background of handling and connecting with people. How would you compare? So let's say if someone watching this needs to compare a show, what is your advice for someone like that to compare?
I'm gonna say right now as well that this is the first thing I've actually compared, so I'm not going to go and give too much advice. But one thing I can say is, from my street performing experience, obviously you have to have the confidence to go out there and do it.
Right.
But if I was to give advice for compare, this is my experience. I mean, there's people that have been doing this a lot longer than me.
Of course.
But the main thing I think, if you're just doing comparing and you're not doing an act on that, I think that the important thing is not to do too many tricks, because I always think a compare has to. When I've watched another compare do something, I think it's important to kind of downplay yourself.
Okay.
And like a lot of self-deprecation, because you're not a magician there. Sometimes you might fail at a trick.
Yeah.
Because people want to see the acts. They don't want to. It's not the Nathan Earl show or the Kancho Jim show or whatever. Yeah. They want to see the other acts. They don't want to see somebody. They haven't paid money or come to a place just to see somebody talk for half an hour or so and not do any tricks, because you want to get on with the night. Sometimes a compere will stand there for like 10 minutes and then maybe do lots of tricks, but it's not about them.
Yeah.
Like if the compere wants to do it, they I'm sure they can get a spot in a night if they want, but it's not about that.
No, like I said, you watching this at home are thinking, oh, we've given you the best advice. Even I have no place to give anyone advice. This is what I do, because I'm known for my coins and I'm known for my sleight of hand stuff. Again, this is just the stuff that I'm sharing with you, and the same thing, so don't feel bad. It's like just your experience with comparing. And
it's literally what I would do and what I merely think.
And then again, maybe your views might change over the years. Maybe once you've done it for 10 years, I change my views on certain things, but I go, you know what, after having an interview with someone, I go, you know what, it's a good point, I'm going to change to what I used to do to that. And that's what this whole channel is about.
I'll say one thing about the comparing is that sometimes you might get an act that can, especially if people are starting out, that everyone needs a place to start out. Sometimes they might only do 10 minutes of an act or something, and sometimes the compere does need to fill in with more tricks. Or sometimes there's just time left over where the compere can do some stuff. So it's always, I think, good to have some tricks up your sleeves just in case. And also sometimes you might get a dropout, or someone might let you down last minute, you have to fill in a lot more of the time, and you need more material sometimes to fill it in. So you need
to have a lot of material in the back of your mind that you could jump in and do anything.
Yeah, that's what every compere I've spoken to, from people that are running all the open mic nights and magicians out there as well, or anyone who's opening an open mic night, they pretty much always have tricks on them just in case.
Right, cool. And Jim, when you have to put on a show like this, how do you find acts? Is it just your friends that you do, or would you go on a search for what kind of magicians you want for your show?
Well, I'm actually finding that out now, because the first show wasn't too bad. We already there was 3 of us there when we were at this lecture, and we said, hey, why don't us 3 get together? I mean, it was me and Nathan really doing the producing and co-producing. We found a 4th act, and that was because somebody else in the show recommended them, and it did pay off. But now the second show's underway. I'm actually having to go out and find an act. I've got lots of people coming forward offering me. Lots of people are coming. I've had some here tonight offering to be on the show, and nothing personal. I can't get everybody on the show at the same time. I'd love to have everybody on that show and give them a chance, but I need to get the right mix and match for this show, because what made the show was it was the first kind that Luton had ever had, and that's why so many people turned up. Like, wow, 4 magicians. And it went well. It went very well. And the next one's going to be a lot better.
So when is the next one?
The next one, ta-da, we haven't announced it, is going to be on the 8th of November.
Oh.
And the reason we haven't released that officially on Facebook and Instagram is because we are still trying to agree the final act that's going to be on it. And then we start the advertising, and it's going to be 8th of November, and it gives us plenty of time to get everything ready. We learned so much from the last show that it's going to make this show so much better, without a doubt. We love doing it.
And it's all about learning and trial and testing. So when you do shows like this, you're going to learn and you will get better. It's just like, you know, you're going performing your first close-up gig and you come back with all the tips and advice.
Yeah.
And
The first show you do is not necessarily the best one. It just always is.
Yeah.
It always is like that. I mean, sometimes you can just go and rock it straight away. Most of the time it's not like that. I mean, we did very well. Honestly, I mean, the feedback we had was great.
The feedback,
really good feedback.
The feedback was going on my social media till 1:30 in the morning.
Wow.
That's how good the feedback was, and I'm still getting feedback from all my local followers, and it's just really, really overwhelming. I really absolutely love it.
So in terms of advice for people who just want to start their own show, you say first, because you have residency, so it's easier for you. What if they don't have a residency? How would you go about pitching that?
There's plenty of places that you could go to that maybe need entertainment, and plenty of places like bars that might have a room, and you could pitch it to them as a means of getting business in, because on this occasion we brought a lot of people in on a night when it would have been empty, and there was more alcohol sold that night. There was more meals sold, because it's a restaurant as well. Find a place that's quite open to discuss possibility of a show, and try and work out a deal with them. In our case, we were lucky we got the hall free. May not always be the case. And see if you can convince the manager that you will get lots of people in to buy lots of drink at the bar, and if there's a restaurant, lots of people in to have a meal.
That's good advice. So there we go. We heard that. That's how you put on a show. So if you ever want to see Magicians at the Moat, you know where to check it out. I'm going to leave the links in the description. What are the fees for this? What are the costs to get in? Ticket prices, sorry, that's the word.
We done a gift to Luton. We gave a gift to Luton, and that was our first show. We gave everybody £6, £4 to a child. But because we're actually putting more expense into the show, I've just invested in some more equipment for the next show, and we're able to bring another act in. We are bringing the price up to £10 on the door, but £8 in advance.
Okay, there we go. £8 in advance. That's a good deal to watch 4 magicians, you said. So do we know the names of the magicians? Because I know you said there was a surprise for the final act.
We could give you 3 of them now. I'll let Nathan. But the 4th one we can't announce until it's been agreed, because we're still in negotiations.
It's still up in the air a little bit. But can I say one thing actually, just to the camera, is that if with these events, and I know you say exactly the same thing, if you don't get it, like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people, as Jim says, that want to apply. I mean, just don't take it personally. It doesn't mean to say that you're not good, or it doesn't mean to say that you don't have the experience. You might. It's just sometimes when it comes to these things, you just need a variety of acts. You just need people that are going to complement each other.
Yes.
As you might not want too much of the same style, but literally don't take it personally. I mean, you never know. You might get onto the next one. It just might be that this particular one that we've just chosen to go with these kind of people. It's like applying for anything, applying for anything. You may not get it the first time, but you might in the future. So just say, don't take it personally.
Excellent, good stuff. So thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and comment, and check the show out if you get a chance, if you're in the area. So until next time, see you guys in the next video.
Bye.